morning. I'm Frank Powers, and this is Lifestyle Tucson, the program where I speak to our neighbors, the people behind the scenes of our amazing organizations that are 501c3 nonprofits. Our friends are informing you how they serve our community, and they're here to give you updates on future projects. Let's make some old friends today. Tis the season, kinda. I always celebrate Christmas in July, so I want to celebrate with my guests that everyone thinks of at Christmas, but may not realize that they are here to help us all year long doing so much in Tucson. The Salvation Army Tucson helps more than 27,000 people every year right here in our community, and they provide emergency shelter, meals, rent, and utility assistance, as well as heat relief during the summer and cold relief during the winter, holiday assistance through Angel Tree, youth programs, camps, and so much more. We're going to talk about all of it. Their goal is to meet the immediate needs while also helping people move forward towards stability and hope. Fa la 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 la. And today, I'm fortunate enough to speak with Major Andres Espinoza of the Salvation Army Tucson. Major, welcome to Lifestyle Tucson.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome back, in fact, because we talked in the past, because I do like to acknowledge your great organization. I was saying off air as we were getting started, well, Kelly's got the best newsletter. She's doing so much out there, sending emails to me constantly and to everyone who's subscribed. So I go subscribe to the Salvation Army's newsletter so you can learn about all the programs that they've got going on all year long, because it's not just about ringing the bells at Christmas. They've got so many things like I just listed, and we're going to talk about them all. But first, Major, why don't you just give us a little 101 of what the Salvation Army is really all about?
Well, thank you very much for having me. The Salvation Army Tucson area, we have more than 90 years working in the Tucson. We have a range for the services that we have. We serve from kids to older people. This is one of the things that I love the Salvation Army, because we are towards the most needed people in town.
Yeah. And there's a lot of great groups that do it, but really, you're one of the most nationally recognized. Like I say, though, everyone really gives you the most attention during the holidays, but you give everybody attention all year long.
Absolutely. We have all the year long. We have 365 days a year.
Yeah.
We are serving because we have shelters. We have family services. We have a kids program. That's been just like you mentioned before. It's not just the cattle season. It's more than that.
Yeah.
It's help and support and reach the community, the most needy people.
Yeah. And right now, the most people in need are people trying to escape some of this heat, because we're in the triple digits. It's happening. Let's talk about Operation Chill Out and how you're helping people during the hottest months of the year.
Well, we have two programs in summer that starts in June 1st. We have a cooling station and Chill Out program. There's two different programs that we have. One of those starts in June 1st, where we have a group team that go to the streets, even though the parts where the most needed people are, because they need not just water. We provide with a protein bar. We need sunglasses, hats, a lot of things that most needed people need outside.
Yeah.
But also, we open the doors in the main office that we have in Main Street, Hospitality House. We open the doors between 12 to 5 o'clock every day.
Okay.
And the people coming in and lay down in a cot. They can take a shower. We have a laundry. We have a lunch for them. At 5 o'clock, we provide a snack for the dinner also. And where the temperature is so really high and people need it.
They do. And that's saving lives right there.
Absolutely, saving lives.
It's really important. And even again, the fact that you're going out into these places is also very important, because sometimes it's about getting that invitation to people so that they know that there's somewhere to go. And they know someone cares and a big group of people care. So that's really the hardest work, is really probably going out into the streets, going to the camps, going to the parks, and trying to get these people to come and get the help that they might be trying to refuse just because of the nature of the beast when it comes to being houseless, being out there on the streets. Trust. There's a lot going on, but that's why your organization, again, it has that trust. You're the Salvation Army. Dang it. So that's why it's important to go out there and do it, and to really, the expression gets thrown around, to meet people where they're at. And that's what you're doing. So that's really important. So make sure that you yourselves out there let people know that this exists, because some might not know that it does exist. And if they've got nowhere to go and it's high noon out there all the way till 5 o'clock, that's a long, long time to be out in that hot sun. So let them know. Where can they go? Where's the actual location of it?
The actual location that we have is in 1001 Main Street, in Speedway and Main Street. This
Okay.
is the hospitality house. As I mentioned, we open the doors at noon and 12 o'clock. And there's a lot of people waiting for example, this morning, more than 40 people get out there since 11 a.m. in the morning.
Wow.
And that's one of the things that give us the opportunity to more strategic plan that we have for food, for water, for the snacks. And that's what I love Salvation Army.
Yeah, there's a lot. And again, well, let's just talk about donation because, again, that's a big thing that makes things work. There's a big red donate button over at tucson.salvationarmy.org in the top right corner. You can donate some of those monetary contributions, but maybe you can also donate water. You can donate food, but there's things that people don't think about, like sunglasses just getting mentioned, hats getting mentioned, other things like granola bars, protein bars, crackers, nuts, jerky, electrolyte packets. These are all things that you can donate to the Salvation Army so that they can distribute it for you and help out everybody because it's not just about water. What other things can people donate that you might be in need of that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head?
Well, actually, right now we have a good partnership with the Bashas and Safeway.
That's right. Bashes and Safeway, a big
That's
program
right.
that you've got
Yeah.
going on, which is excellent.
It's excellent program that we are now doing the bridge between the donors and the most needy people.
Mm-hmm.
And using a Safeway on Bashas, you can go to one of those centers and buy a case of water. And believe me, if you bought a case of water, if you see a person in the streets, I guarantee you could not worry it goes to the hands of the most needy people.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest reward. Just go buy a case, give it to the Safeway, and they give it to us, and we start delivering all the water.
Oh, you could literally just do it right. You could just buy it at Safeway and then give it to someone at Safeway, and they will say, "Oh, we will take it to the Salvation Army."
Exactly.
Okay.
Even though Bashas or Safeway, they say, "Okay, don't worry, we take control of those."
That's excellent. Well,
Easy.
Yes.
Just to pay and help.
That's amazing. Look how easy it is. That's how important it is. That's what partnerships are here, and that's what you're doing. Great. And now let's talk about some of the other things because we mentioned kids. There's a lot of folks you're helping, especially in the month of July. You got a lot of great programs, some camps. We're doing the backpack drive where we're collecting all these school bags. Let's figure out everything that's going on. Tell us about some of the great things that you've got going on when it comes to, why don't we just start with some of these camps?
Well, we have a camp close to Flagstaff where people from New Mexico and Arizona, we spend a week for the kids. We have different ages. Like this morning, we sent 52 kids to the camp.
Wow.
For a week.
That's great.
It's unbelievable because they have experience that are mostly more than 45% of those kids is the first-time campers.
Mm-hmm.
They were so excited. We rent a bus. They going to the mountains right now. But you see the smile for those kids. Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yep.
That's kids that they can afford at a camp.
Yeah.
And I remember my first time when I went to camp was, wow, I came back with different ideas, friendship, a lot of ideas in my mind. It's the same thing happening every year and every year. And we're so proud because 52 kids from this Tucson area.
Yeah, that's amazing. So now, and I'm reading all about this, that families can sign up for these camps. They're only $75 a week, but there are scholarships available for families who do need assistance. So just reach out and get involved and get some of that information from the Salvation Army here in Tucson. You can, again, go to tucson.salvationarmy.org. I'm sure they'll answer all your questions. There's probably some FAQs on there as well so that you know what's going on because there are a lot of these great fun camps. I'm even seeing that there's a great Bible camp you're sending kids to. So that's exciting going on in July as well. Kids ages 7 to 12. So that's fun. And then the other ones are kids ages 5 to 13. So get involved with the Salvation Army if you want your kids to experience camp. I remember going to camp when I was a kid. You do come back a different person because going away, a sleepaway camp is fun and exciting. It helps you grow and make those friends,
You're
right?
right. Yes.
Yes. Sometimes those friends, they become those lifelong friends because it's experiencing something together. And then maybe you get a pen pal because email or not, it's still being a pen pal. It's friends with someone that you met at camp that, they might live up in Flagstaff. You live here in Tucson. You can remain friends. And then the next year you see each other again.
For sure. I hear some people, they say, well, do you remember that camp that we went to? And you mentioned it's a lifetime friendship.
Yeah. My little niece, she goes to camp. It's the thing she talks about all year. She has this 1 week of camp, and all she wanted for Christmas, she asked, can I go for 2 weeks? So that shows you how fun camp can be. where that's all that little girl wanted for Christmas was to go to camp an extra week. They were like, all right, because it can be expensive, but this one is very affordable, very achievable. And if you need some help, they're here to help you with some of these great scholarships to go to camp. Other things helping kids out, though, is it is Arizona. Sometimes I think back to school is September. No, back to school is here in August. So we got to get kids ready to go back to school during July. So you've got a great partnership as well with Fry's for their back to school backpack SOS drive. Tell me about that and how listeners can participate.
Well, actually, as I mentioned, the partnership is Fry's is now they launched the program, receiving all the supplies for the schools, even also included with the backpacks. But we have a program in July that we call Child Spree. The partnership, we use JCPenney, and we provide 150 kits with $150. Coming back to school is going to be easy for the family, easy and joyful for the kids. And we start buying. We have a chaperone with every kid and around the JCPenney, and they select what they want with $150.
Wow.
This is a nice program. You see the faces of the kids buying shoes, tennis shoes, whatever they needed. This is an awesome program that we have.
There's nothing better than getting a new pair of sneakers, new pair of shoes for kids, especially these days. There's like a whole culture behind it, more than when we were growing up, where they practically collect these shoes. So being able to walk around, JCPenney's probably right there in the Tucson Mall, right? There's JCPenney's right there at the Tucson Mall. That's amazing that they're helping out that great organization. That's what's important about groups like your Salvation Army is it's tougher for smaller organizations to get a partnership with a gigantic national chain like Fry's, Safeway, JCPenney's. Look at all these great partners that you've got working with you. And without you, JCPenney probably wouldn't know how to get this going together. They wouldn't know who can you trust, who can you give it to.
Exactly.
Yes. So again, another great partnership. This is excellent. I love learning all about this stuff because this is more than I even realized. And I read Kelly's newsletter all the time. And she's got more information in there than anything. So go sign up again. So really, wow, just so impressive. And this is all these participating Fry's stores in Tucson, Marana, and Oro Valley are doing that back to school backpack SOS drive. You've got JCPenney involved, I'm sure also all across the area, because it's not just Tucson we're focused on here. You got Marana, Oro Valley, all of our friends here. That's really fun and great. So much good stuff that's happening here because of the Salvation Army. So now I've got a long list of all this stuff that I copied from Kelly's newsletter. So we're just going on and on down the line because what's next? We're going to stuff a bus. We're going to stuff a bus. That's going on as well. It looks like that at all these, there's going to be some dates and times. Go look on the website. And how can the community get involved with this? Obviously, we're going to learn all the dates later, but tell us about stuffing the bus.
Well, actually, as mentioned, Walmart is involved now.
And that's Walmart. Okay,
exactly.
Great.
I love Salvation Army because they trust in us. All the corporate companies, they trust in Salvation Army. And also Walmart is in the Stop the Bus. It's the same thing. You can go out and buy stuff for the coming back to schools and buy it. And we have a bus that they offer for us. And they start filling the bus. And this is amazing. I can't describe the energy behind this programs that we have.
That's incredible. So again, I just take a trip to Wally World and then you walk in there and you go get a bunch of fun stuff. You bring it right outside, right to the bus and stuff that thing.
Yes.
Love it. Ugh, this is so fun. It's fun when we're talking about all these, because every week on Lifestyle Tucson, all I talk about is the partnerships. A lot of these partnerships, it's the nonprofit world that I'm talking about. It's a lot of our great local nonprofits that do support one another. But I will tell you, it is nice to hear some of these national corporations getting involved because they do need to help as well. And Fry's has done a good job of that with you in the past. I remember talking about how much Fry's has helped and given back to the Tucson community.
Yes.
So that's really important that some of these big box stores, they're not as faceless. They are a part of our neighborhood, and that's important to learn that because sometimes we don't realize how much a part of it they are. Well, those employees are our neighbors and community members as well. Those managers there are putting on these programs because they want to help the kids in their neighborhood here in Tucson too. So really a big deal to shine a spotlight on some of these big partnerships.
Oh, absolutely. I don't want to sound different, but I'm working for the Salvation Army for 25 years.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how long have you been with Salvation Army?
For 25 years, working from Washington State, Northern California, Southern California, Utah, and now in I am the wonderful area of Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like, I don't know, but this community is the best that I've been dealing with.
I talk about it all the time. I
Yeah.
talk about it all the time.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
you have these big organizations. Right? I put my notes down. Let me just tell a story. Because you have all these big organizations and they're doing things here in our community. And the difference is you could see it. You could see the change. You could see the donations. You could see the networking and how everybody gets together. And then you will have an organization from New Jersey. I always use New Jersey. It's an easy one to make fun of. But an organization from somewhere else in the country, and they're like, you are the model for the nation. How do we do this? How do we do what you're doing? And it's going to be tougher because out here it's the people. It is Tucson. I'm from New York. I moved here 2 times because of how it felt, and how this place feels, this sense of community here, the real actual use of the word. A lot of people throw that word around. It is really here. I see so many figureheads at all these organizations that know the other ones, that get together at meetings, that get together at these important events in our town. And that's really what I see a lot. It is that Tucson's the baby bear's porridge. That's what I always say. It's just right. So we're not too big. We're certainly not small, but we are connected. And I've found that people really are able to work past any of the old stuff sometimes I meet heads of organizations that are like, well, I mean, that's that guy at that other organization, not my favorite guy. We used to share a locker together in high school. And I'm like, well, let's put some of that old beef behind us and move forward together because that's what it is. Sometimes people can, for the size of the place, the gossip can spread. But also, as far as that, if you're not a person that deserves gossip, then so can your excellent record of being a good person in town that you can trust and someone that people know and someone that people recommend and network together. That is what I feel is our strongest thing here in Tucson. And that's why you talking about you lived here, you live there, and you don't want to throw shade at those other places, but you're like, but what is it about here that makes it different? It is the people. It is our community. So Tucson, it really is something special. Tucson, that's right. I talk about it every week.
Yep.
All right. And
I agree. I agree.
You're hearing it from a guy who's also been all over the country
Yes.
and working with Salvation Army and working with great organizations. And you're seeing the difference of how much better it works here. Right? Or stronger, let's say. I don't know what the word is.
Every community is different.
Yeah. Okay.
Every community is different. But I see Tucson is my best. I want to say ego, but it's my best community that I've been working.
There you go. All right. I mean, and that says something. That's not just opinion, that's experience. So love it. Go check out tucson.salvationarmy.org because I could just go on my soapbox all day long, or you can just go see for yourself. Remember, you can go donate at that top big button on the right and learn all about it. There's lots of videos, lots of events going on to keep track of everything and how you can get involved. How can people get involved more than just donating food? Can they volunteer at these events?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. We have a director in charge for the volunteer, and also we have a page in the web that you can go to Volunteer Salvation Army. And there's a new program that we will be using for next month. It's more easy for volunteers. You can check it out in your computer, the hours, which type of volunteer you want to do.
Okay.
It's going to be awesome.
Great.
For this Christmas. Also.
New stuff. Love it. I love it a lot. All right. We got a bit of time. So we're going to talk about another thing that you've got going on. Hydrate Tucson, the big water drive. So tell me about what you're doing and how you're partnering with Safeway and Albertsons. How did this come together and why are we doing our big water drive right now to hydrate Tucson?
Yeah, as temperatures in this week is going to be more than 100 degrees. And as I mentioned at the beginning, we have a group that go to the parks. But we are in need also the water, as I mentioned, because one person is not, one bottle of water is not enough for them.
Right.
They drink it, they have another one, you have to give another one and another one. Sometimes people take 3 bottles. That's meaning we multiply the days, almost we use like 19,000 bottle of waters for the summer.
Wow. All right. Might as well just round it up to 20,000. So
Correct.
Let's go buy them some water right there at Safeway and right there at Albertsons. And then they will take it right there and give it to the Salvation Army. Just let them know what you're doing and what the plan is. And they're going to be ready to take it from you. So you don't got to be lugging all this water around because that's heavy, right? So you don't got to worry about any of that. So that's very important. A big water drive, helping out everybody all around to try to get 20,000 bottles of water within the next few months while it's so hot. So that's super important. And I don't know if you've been outside doing some gardening. I work a lot of these events, and man, you will chug 3 bottles of water and haven't gone to the bathroom. That's how quickly you can dehydrate. And you got to realize that it is someone's going to chug down 2 bottles of water. They're not taking it and be like, oh, I'll save this for later. They need it right then, and then they're still going to need more water later. So it adds up quick. So there's lots of ways to help, lots of ways to get involved. Why don't you just tell me, I don't know, any last things on your mind or any last calls to action? Because we've gone over the programs, got, let's say, 5 minutes left. All right. If you had one wish for your organization, let's do that. I always like to ask this question from time to time. If you had one wish for your organization, what would it be?
The wish that I have is bring community together.
There you go.
For now, for example, we're in June, and the logistic for Christmas is around the corner. Last year, we provide 1,500 families, more than 8,000 toys.
Wow.
That's been it's 365 days a year working Salvation Army. As you mentioned, well, it's not just ringing the bell. It's a lot behind. Now we're just try to do the logistic for Christmas, how many people we need to serve, how many kids going to be open and willing to receive a toy, the programs, and it's continuing working and teaching, education, helping the most needy people. That's a lot of work for the Salvation Army.
Yeah, that is. So you can't donate toys soon enough. You can't get involved soon enough. You can get involved now because that's what they need. They need our hands. They need some of these dollars. They need that effort. Even just share the Salvation Army and what they're doing. Share the message. Talk about it because that's what matters most, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the you asked for my wish. My wish is that the community, they need to know the Salvation Army programs. Mostly the people that be around, you ask, do you know Salvation Army? Oh, yeah, just ring the bell. Yeah. Or the thrift store. No, we are not a thrift store. We're more than that. That's one of my wishes. Every community needs to be the Salvation Army is involved, since kids, youth, adults, unsheltered people, all around the need is in the city.
There you go. That is an easy request to fulfill. All you got to do is tell people about it right now. Tell people about the Salvation Army and that they're working nonstop all year long and honestly kind of raising the bar from what I'm hearing. And I'm up to almost 200 episodes, and there's not been many people that have the partnerships with these gigantic big box corporations that you have that are getting them to help. It's getting them to help. So that's really important that you're doing it and making those people make moves that are directly affecting us here in our community. Not just, oh, would you like to round up and donate it to something somewhere? No, it's right here in our town. Book bags to our kids, school supplies to our kids. Because again, I'm going to say it. Those managers and assistant managers and regional managers, they're all people here in Arizona, in the Tucson community. They are your friends and neighbors. So let's help out all their kids. Let's help out all the kids in Tucson because you know what? You don't want a bunch of latchkey kids running around the streets. That's how you get it. You got to keep them in school with good supplies, good clothes from JCPenney, and all these good things happening today. Because today we made friends with Major Andres Espinoza of the Salvation Army, doing the most good right here in Tucson. Thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you for having me.
This was Lifestyle Tucson. A bing bong bing time for a recap. I really was happy to invite Salvation Army on because really they don't get enough attention throughout the year. And you got to subscribe to their newsletter. Kelly Beasley, she's doing a great job, as I was talking about earlier. But you can go to salvationarmytucson.org to go get all the details about all the great programs that we talked about. We talked about a lot of them. Okay, and you can also go to the Salvation Army Tucson Family Thrift Store and Donation Center. They're at 5757 North Oracle Road here in Tucson. And there's a lot of ways to support them, as we said, but just get involved, go on the website, be ready to donate those backpacks. And by the by, if you know me personally, it's not like I like talking about corporations so much, but it's good that these giant corporations like Walmart and JCPenney are doing something and giving back to the community. And yes, I like to recognize the faces behind the places, and all these employees and all these people that work at these places are our friends and neighbors and someone. My roommate works at Amazon, and that's the world. So me going on and on about how great they are is only because it's a great job that they are doing by participating in the community, by giving back, helping out kids. Anyone that's helping out kids is a friend of mine. So it's really important to get involved, and you yourself should help some kids. Because don't you want to be a friend of mine? Of course you do. I'm your BFF, your best Frank forever, Frank Powers. And I do this every week on Lifestyle Tucson, so you might be used to it by now. So I want to thank our old friends at the Salvation Army for joining me today. You've been listening to Lifestyle Tucson. If you're a nonprofit that would like to be on the show, email lifestyletucson@gmail.com. For more information about this program or to listen to something you may have missed, go to the Sunday Mornings page on klpx.com, kfma.com, mixfm.com, or espntucson.com. You can also subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, and Audible, or wherever fine podcasts are doing the most good. Follow on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, especially at Lifestyle Tucson, because I'm your BFF, your best Frank forever, Frank Powers. And toot toot Tucson, I love you the most.